hello. Uh, uh, we are here playing FF14 again. At least for a little bit. You know, I almost feel guilty about playing right now, truth be told, and almost feel guilty playing right now because I know that there is so much that I have to do. But you know, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot that I have to do and stuff, and I'm making progress on some things, and you know, tomorrow will come, and the work that I have to do tomorrow will end up being the work that I have to do tomorrow, and we'll get through it, and we'll get over it, and everything like that, and you know, everything will be okay. You know, from that regard, I think, you know, we'll certainly see what happens over the next few days, but yeah, I just I don't know. Anyway, we're back playing Final Fantasy 14, and we'll try to not think too much on you know, a lot of stuff. We're here in Limsa, but we're gonna head back to I forget how to pronounce this place's name, but we're heading back here. Which one's closer? We'll go here. This is closer, but I feel like I like this place a lot more. Well, not necessarily a lot more, maybe just a little bit more. So yeah. Yeah, and again, I don't know how long I'm gonna be streaming for. I'm gonna try and stream for a little bit, but I mean, ultimately, who really knows? And yeah, I don't know. We got some. Let's see. Flip stag. We got a flying chair. What's this flying chair like? Oh, it's actually kind of hype. I think it's actually kind of cute. But somebody gave this to me actually, so can I change my pose when I'm on it? Or is it only like one set pose? Okay. I mean, I still think that the pose is cool. It's cute. Oh. But then it just stops. Ah! But yeah, tomorrow is gonna end up being a little bit of a longer day than I thought. I had thought that I was only gonna go in tomorrow and... Oh, can I even go across this river? Okay, no, I can't. I don't know why. For some reason, I thought that because the water is like flowing so fast, I was like, oh, the game's gonna take me away. But no, the game did not take me away. I'm here, I'm alive. So... yeah, let's take a look at some of these other mounts that we also have access to as well. Yeah, I just met somebody the other day, and you know, just chatting a little bit in Final Fantasy 14, and they just started talking to me, and they had all these mounts that I guess, you know, they had, and they didn't really know who to give to, and they're like, oh, you should take these mounts and stuff. So I was like, okay, cool, thank you. So that's sort of how I came about some of these, or all of these, all the new ones at least. So that's kind of cool. Good evening, BD. How's it going? Good evening to you. Unfortunately, I haven't unlocked for Ulmore. I have no idea how to pronounce some of these things. I'm sorry, but I haven't unlocked the Aetheryte here, so I have to. When I went back to Eorzea, I had to walk all the way back. So here we are, running, walking, you know, surviving, I suppose. That's sometimes the state that we exist in. Can I like... Wait, where do I want to go? Oh, that's... Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna go up. Good evening to you, new to the city. Oh, they also gave us a fat cat as well, which is cute, so. Nice. Well, hopefully work goes well for you today. Nothing too crazy. And hopefully you enjoy it and whatnot. Let's see. Yes. I think I need to go here. BD, I'm kind of curious. What's your music review for the city? Like, what do you think about the city's like theme and its music? Like, where do you think it ranks in terms of music? Because I'm always curious a little bit, right, about like what people think about some of the musical scores in this game. Because I think it's weird because I don't know exactly like where I fall with it, right? Part of me is like, it's all right. I think it's very fitting for what it is, right? I think it's very fitting, but also at the same time I just don't think I like vibe with it. I'm completely with it, right? Like, for example, I forget what city it was, but there was a city in Stormblood, in the Ruby Sea, more or less. Let's see. Oh, it's Kugane. I think Kugane has probably like one of my favorite like themes in terms of like a city. Just for me personally. Yolmore. Ulamore. Ulamore. Oh, that one lady left. She was like right there standing next to me. But all right, let's go into this club. No, that you see that's what I was thinking as well, right? Like I feel like I'm in the same boat. Like it is whimsical, and I think that's a really good way of describing it. It's not 100% like one of my favorites, but it is fitting, if that makes sense. So like I think you describe it like really well, right? Like whimsical, probably not one of my favorites either, but it does fit the city and like what's going on and everything. Oh my gosh, look at this Makote's hairstyle. I haven't seen this before. Is this like a hairstyle that we can get as players? Because that'd be... Hmm. Yeah. No, I think the Crystarium's cool. I don't think I've sat down and like listened to the Crystarium enough. So I think that's something I'll probably have to do. I don't know. I guess I'm just a little bit like nostalgic for Kugane, I guess, for whatever reason. I don't feel like I was there for oh, triple triad challenge. Yeah, let's go. Oh wait, what? Wow. You don't even want to challenge me to triple triad. Yeah, no, I agree. In general, I don't dislike any of the music either. I think all of them are really good. I just, you know, I think like other people have like musics that I prefer and enjoy a little bit more over others. Like I said, I think that here in Yulmol, the music's good, and it certainly fits the theming and the style and everything that's trying to be conveyed. But I just think like Kugane, for example, is like really good. And I feel like Kugane, just like as a place, I could sit down and just kind of like almost AFK in and feel like, you know, I don't know. I could just AFK and immerse myself into that setting, into that environment, into that city. Alright, seems like a simple enough game that I might be able to play. Wait, okay, hold on a second. So you have to like unlock hairstyles as well in this game? I didn't know that. I don't know if that's exactly like 100% you mean, but that would be like wild actually. Kind of like wild in a good way, cuz then it's like, okay, like let me stop what I'm doing like right now and like let me go and find some way to collect as many different hairstyles as I possibly can for my character. Cuz that's crazy. You know, maybe I should get a haircut today for my character and see what kind of new hairstyles I should get. I don't know. I don't hold me to that, cuz I might not, but okay, so these are your cards. So you have 11. Huh. I want to say I'm gonna have high. So I'm okay. So I'm gonna call high because I want to be high, right? Well, no, well, not like that, but Okay, okay, okay. Summer drops? Oh my gosh. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, okay, 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 okay. I see. Ooh, maybe I might need to drop some additional money. Well, I don't know about that, but you know, we could certainly consider dropping some additional money to take a look at some glamours, maybe not some glamours, but some hairstyles that might come for some glamours. No, I'm gonna be higher. I'm gonna be higher. I'm gonna be higher. Am I gonna be higher? Barely. Oh, you don't have to, BD. I mean, I'd appreciate it. But you certainly don't have to. You know, I'm finding out right now that this is a whole thing, that like, you know, unlocking hairstyles through like drops and like through the Mog station, like this type of thing. So I didn't know that that was a thing. I honestly like very, and maybe this because is like I haven't seen as many like Makotes like running about, but like whenever I do see Makotes, I feel like I see like a limited number of hairstyles, like 3 or 4, and like the hairstyle that I'm wearing is like among those hairstyles. So mhm. Okay, they include the character hairstyles. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, well, what do we wager? Do we wager anything, or is this just a game to play the game? Like, is there any money on the line? Like, am I putting any gil up to win? Oh, I'm gonna say I'm gonna have low. Nah, 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 nah. Let's go high. Let's go high. Go high. Go high. Go high. Come on, come on. Big number. Big number. Ooh. Yeah, we'll play again. Oh no, they. I'm gonna go low. Yeah. Yeah, perhaps it was more than that. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you know, you're under no obligation to do anything. You know, I'm just appreciative of you know, anything. So I don't want you to feel like, oh, you have to do this or whatever, or anything. So I do appreciate, you know, the gesture and everything, and the offer. Ah ha 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 ha. Okay, I'll stop doing these imitation laughs. What? No way. I'm gonna have to dance on stage? Wow, that's really like Wow, that's crazy. Okay. Let's see, what's a fun dance to do? No, I'm just gonna slash dance. Oh, well, that's what it wants for me anyway, right? So. You know, there might not be a tomorrow for these people, so. I mean, that's kind of the whole point, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, well, I'll try and be online, like, more often. I think that, because, yeah, you're right, it is a matter of, like, catching me online, because I'm not at all, like, structured in terms of the way that I do things, unfortunately, and, I almost wasn't going to stream today, but I just, I don't know, I just I was like, I kind of want to play and stuff, and I made some good progress on some of the work that I was doing today, so I felt like I could get away with, you know, going ahead and streaming today, so, but it's hard because I can't, like, make it, unfortunately, like, any promises, like, oh, I wish I could say I could stream tomorrow, but probably won't, and probably won't Friday either, and, maybe Sunday night might be a good time that I might be streaming, maybe. Sunday or Monday. We'll see, I don't know. And I could probably utilize, like, the community post feature as well on YouTube. To sort of, like, advertise the streams a little bit more and be like, oh, this is, like, when I'm streaming Final Fantasy 14, but, oh, okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure it will happen. I mean, it's happened before. Oh, hey, look, these are where the people are. Let me see, does it say here what those people were saying? I don't think it will. But I was gonna say something. Completely forgot what I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? Yeah, maybe that could work. Oh, what I was gonna say is I could potentially utilize, like, the community post feature a little bit more to be like, oh, this is what I'm gonna stream or something. But I think, like, most of the people who, like, are subscribed to my YouTube channel are subscribed because of, like, Yu-Gi-Oh content, because I made, like, one Yu-Gi-Oh video of this deck that I had made, and it ended up doing, like, well, like, it got, like, a good number of views, and then I made, like, 2 more subsequent videos, I think, based on that video, and those got a good number of views as well, and then that gained me, like, a good number of subscribers, and I think people kind of came to sort of, like, watch Yu-Gi-Oh content. It's just, the thing is that, like, as much as I love Yu-Gi-Oh as a TCG, it's a really, like, I'm a one-trick pony when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh, and you probably don't care, BD, because I don't know how much of a Yu-Gi-Oh fan you are, but if you indulge me for a little bit, I'm one trick when I play Yu-Gi-Oh. So, like, I have one deck that I know very well that I play, like, inside out, and I take to, like, tournaments and whatnot, and I get people by surprise by playing, and so I could sometimes win games, not because the deck inherently is good or anything like that, although, like, it is decent. It's just because people don't know what's going to happen, and they don't know how to play against it. And so that sort of like, I don't know, that's where I'm at with like Yu-Gi-Oh! And I feel like being a content creator for Yu-Gi-Oh! Requires a lot more than just being like a one trick for like a deck. And the deck that I play is like super inconsistent as well, so like it doesn't make for good like live streaming content or anything like that. So I haven't done much with Yu-Gi-Oh! In that regard. And I told somebody I would like make them a deck video for a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck that I had sort of like made based on an idea of, and I'm getting way too much into Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm sorry. But just based on some ideas about shutting down the board and whatnot, and using cards like Vanity's Ruler and Demise King of Armageddon, and using Necroz's Unicorn to like stun my opponent and stuff. And I have the video made and everything, I just haven't really like gone through and like I think edit it in the right way, or like, you know, made some aspects of it and stuff. And that was a video I should have made like a long time ago. Okay, well, card games. Yeah, no, YGO works. Like YGO is very much something that that like, you know, people use. So you're completely in the good, so far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I don't know. It was one of those things. So yeah, I have a really like deep I really like Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot, and I really do care about the health of the card game and the TCG and stuff, but there's some things in Yu-Gi-Oh! That are sometimes like difficult to sort of like reconcile sometimes in terms of how fun the game is. There's just some formats that sometimes like, and I don't know what card games you play, and I'd like to, you know, if you don't mind me asking, like what card games you play, because I'm sure in that card game, you know, there might be formats as well where, you know, you have some formats that are a lot of fun and are really enjoyable, and then you have other formats that just are not fun and are not enjoyable, and you're like, when is this going to end? When is there going to be another ban list? When are they going to, like, you know, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't have set rotation, so it's like I have to be like, when's the ban list going to come? Because then there isn't really going to be any change in like the format or anything like that. So but yeah, so that's kind of how my YouTube channel exists. And otherwise, like, if it weren't for like one duel, my YouTube channel wouldn't exist. My YouTube channel would only exist specifically for the preservation of Mobile Suit Gundam Online like YouTube content. Like that would be it. But now, I mean, I kind of stream a little bit on FF14. I say kind of stream because I'm not at all like regular streaming, so and not like regular streaming in that sense, but like I don't stream on a regular basis, so it's like, you know, my status as a streamer is like dubious at best. Oh, okay, cool. I haven't played Magic the Gathering, but I know people who do, of course, because Magic the Gathering is a big TCG. No, is it technically a TCG? I know some people are like, it's a CCG, like a collector's card game. But my friend was talking to me about it at work, and he was like sharing with me like some ideas for like decks and whatnot, and just some strategies that some people were playing. And there was one strategy that somebody had shown me, that this friend had shown me, and it was like a strategy that revolves slowly around destroying your opponent's lands and whatnot, and like preventing them from playing the game based on the destruction of their lands. And I was like, well, that's actually like a really cool concept, because that's completely different from anything in Yu-Gi-Oh, because in Yu-Gi-Oh, like, you have no lands, you have no resource. The only resource you have in Yu-Gi-Oh is like your actual number of cards you have in your hand and the interaction that those cards have with maybe what's in your graveyard or what's in your deck or what's in your extra deck, and so on and so forth. So I thought that was a really cool idea. Yeah, I think MTG is like a CCG, technically. Like, it's a collector's card game, not like a trading card game. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh, I think, is very much like, is considered a trading card game. Because I don't know anybody who like genuinely like collects Yu-Gi-Oh, but I know people like collect Magic the Gathering cards. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I know people who collect Yu-Gi-Oh to an extent, right? But I think people like could make a lot of money through Magic the Gathering, because those Magic the Gathering cards like do go out of print, right? So because they go out of print, they have, I guess, like stored in them, right, like a certain value that, you know, because of their scarcity and whatnot. So but well, what happened to painting? I don't recall this being part of the artistic process. Mm-hmm. No, you know what? If this lady wants to just use Alphino as a dress-up doll, like, far be it for me to complain and say no about such things, you know? Yeah, you know what? Dulia Chai, you let your partner know. You let your partner know. And I think that's the cool thing about like decks and like these TCGs and CCGs, is that every deck has its own like strategy and way of like winning the game and whatnot, and it makes it fun. Sometimes it makes it difficult to learn new decks because you have to learn these new strategies and whatnot, but you know, it is fun, it is enjoyable. Nice, nice, nice. I'm glad I got the name right. Okay. Yeah, I feel like they're about the same. But some people, there's some people in different circles that are very much like particular about these types of things because it comes down to the way that the cards hold value over time. So, because Yu-Gi-Oh is a TCG, there isn't necessarily, when you think about collecting the cards as a whole and holding on to the cards, there isn't this expectation that the cards are going to grow value naturally over time because they don't go out of print. As opposed to like a collector card game where it's like there might be this expectation that you could reasonably invest into a lot of Magic the Gathering cards and potentially have them grow in value over time because they're not going to be reprinted. So the way that you interact with the cards themselves is different because you're meant to potentially collect them, hold on to them, play with them if you want to, but then also they can grow in value. As opposed to maybe something like a TCG like Yu-Gi-Oh, where it's like the essence of playing is structured around the fact that these cards won't go out of print. That like if there's a good card that is very good, it will come back into print and it will remain in print, right? And that cards really only go out of print because they no longer become competitively viable. But if they somehow become competitively viable, then they'll be reprinted again because the focus is on the game as opposed to, and every card game has its focus on the game, right? But like sets don't go out of rotation, for example, and so because of that, it's like, you know, it's hard to invest in Yu-Gi-Oh. You can't really invest into Yu-Gi-Oh, and some people have tried, you know, no, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I think that like us as card game players, like it is about the card game, and it is about playing the game, enjoying the game, having fun with friends at like a card shop and whatever. Right, but I'm just saying that there's some people in certain circles, in certain areas where it's like for them, you know, like Magic the Gathering is great for a number of reasons. And one of those reasons that makes Magic the Gathering like a good game for them or a really, really exciting thing to get involved in is because you can make significant amounts of money. And that comes back to the fact that you have the vault or you have the reserve list or you have these things where these cards should not be reprinted. These products should not be made available again. And because of that, they hold their value over the long term. So, but for all intents and purposes, they're the exact same thing. In terms of playing the game, in terms of going to a store, sitting down, playing with your friends, playing with, you know, random people and whatnot, they're the exact same thing. Get information in the understory. Oh, there we go. Thought I had pressed R, but I hadn't. No, this isn't the understory. This is like the military quarter, I think. Yeah, this is the Yulmorin Army Headquarters. Wait a second, wait. Blah, 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 blah. Was I... Wait, no. Okay, no. It was the right place, I think. Well, let me speak to this person real quick. Okay, above us is the understory. Okay, yeah, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is the understory. Alright. We were in the right place. It is the military headquarters, but it's also the understory too. They're the same thing. Should I just jump down? I think I'll probably have to jump down. I feel like this place shouldn't have a military. Like, it feels like they're too decadent and too concerned with more material matters than to have like a military. I don't know. But yeah. No, and that's the nice thing about, you know, I think like, you know, card games like that, right? Is that ultimately, right, like, you know, you as the player to some extent, you know, I mean, you might be sitting on something that might be worth, you know, a fair amount of money. I don't know, but you know, you could be, right? And I think to an extent, like, that's cool, right? Like, you know, you got the games, you got the cards to play with, right? And play with them you will, and play with them you have. Wait, did I just get locked inside of this cell? But you know, they could also like have that like value as well. Oh wow, I imagine I'm gonna have to talk to you in a little bit. Okay. Wait, this is a storage room, this isn't a cell? I thought this was a cell. I didn't know this was just a storage area. Is that what this is too? Is this just a storage area? You're a bonded citizen too? Oh my gosh. Okay. It's kind of unfortunate that we had to go all the way out to the derelicts just to find somebody that has medicine that we can give this person. Okay. You see, like, these look like prisons to me, but I don't know. There's some wild stuff. Oh no, okay, hold on. I don't think I attuned to this. No, wait, I did attune to it. I remember myself attuning to it. Well, that's okay, because we can... Yeah, no, it's been mentioned. It's just one of those things where it's like, it almost feels like they shouldn't have an army because it's like they're so decadent and so, I don't know, you know what I mean? That it's like, it's odd reconciling them having like an army, right? Like, think about like who would want to like willingly kind of like fight for them, but then it's like it's made of like free citizens and bonded citizens, so you know, I think like the bonded, like, okay, like that makes a little bit more sense because you don't have any choice necessarily, and like maybe the way you got into the city in the first place was because, you know, they were looking for soldiers or something to fight. But huh. Sounds like someone's trying to potentially allude to some things about the city that's going on. How do I... Oh wait, here we go. Here's a shard. Oh... Wait, did I get this one? I think I did, right? Well, we could test it real quick. I did, okay, cool. Alright, then... Let's just go over there. Huh. Well, there's a lot to unpack there. I mean, there really is. There's almost too much to unpack there. I don't think I can unpack it right now. I mean, unless I sit down for a little bit and really think hard about what was said. I'm almost too like right now to like really think through it too much, but because there was a lot of that conversation. That conversation had a lot of stuff going on. I can't get up there from here, so I'm just gonna have to walk, I believe. It's talking about salvation and resting, and you know, they were talking about how it seemed like these Sin Eaters were like, yeah, they're bad, you know, people and whatnot, because you know they're destroying our homes and everything, but like they also bring salvation. It's like, okay, you know, I mean, maybe they do, right? I mean, they're creatures of the light, right? And like the light is supposed to be bad here, but it's supposed to be good for us, so you know, I guess in some ways it makes sense. I mean, it does make sense, but oh, there's Alphino painting. It's not bad, actually. It's quite good. Okay, yeah, so look. If we sit down and we try to digest it, right? What does ascension mean? Because they didn't give us a clear answer what ascension meant. Because when they were talking about ascension, I was thinking in my mind, I was like, okay, ascension means becoming a free citizen, no longer becoming a bonded citizen. Yeah. So like, Sin Eaters, but I mean, I don't know, I feel like this whole expansion is like about us shifting our perspective, right? Like us being like, okay, I'm the warrior of light, and we see light as being like a good thing, but here we're like in this different shard, in this different realm, where the light has become so overwhelming, has become so much, right? And has overrun this land that there needs to be some opposing force to stop it, right? But the light, that doesn't mean that the light inherently loses like some of these qualities, right? But is light just like a force of nature, and then these creatures that exist in the light, like what's the nature of the Sin Eaters, right? Like what are they like made out of? What kind of like order do they follow? Because it doesn't seem like the Sin Eaters aren't like these natural creatures that just exist in this realm, right? Like they have come, and they have come as a result of like this catastrophe that this realm has suffered, right? In my mind, and hopefully this like follows a little bit, right? Like it, but I don't know. So it's like, that's the question, right? Is like, what's their nature, right? And I mean, their nature apparently is like, they're not so bad. They do have these good qualities, and their good qualities are to take, you know, creatures into like an eternal paradise and whatnot, right? Like as the light typically tends to do sometimes, right? So I don't know. There's just a lot to unpack there. They head into ascension. They get taken to paradise. That's what happens. The jesters, they're back. Hello, fellow clowns. Is it Thancred? Is it Thancred? Did they capture Thancred? Watch, it's gonna be Thancred right here. Dwaddle. Alright, let's see what's going on.
That's him. That's Vorthri.
Vorthri? Oh my goodness.
He's attended by Sin Eaters. But how does he keep them from attacking? Mercy! Mercy! By the 12.
Oh, it's that one guy that we helped to get into. Well, I mean, we didn't really help him get into the city, but you know. Well, Alphinaud helped him get into the city. It was more of Alphinaud's doing and Alphinaud's plan. But oh, goodness. I mean, it was somebody we knew.
Kaishia, what happened to you?
Who are these impudent louts? I do not recall requesting their presence.
Lord Vorthri, what is the meaning of this? Why is this poor man bleeding to death on your floor?
Why? You ask me why? Because criminals must be punished. And this man is guilty of fraud. He came to us, claiming to be a man of business. Yet his subsequent conduct has shown him to be anything but. Europe is a city built on love for one's fellow man. Those who have naught to give and live only to take are a blight upon our society. To atone for this crime, I ordered that he fling himself from the balcony. And he had the temerity to weep. Please, my lord, anything but that. What then is a man of mercy to do, but offer the sinner another way to show his contrition?
Another way? Meaning what exactly?
Sin Eaters are part of Yulmore society, but they must be fed with ether. Living ether. So, I demanded an offering of flesh, carved by his own hand, from his own hide. And still, he could not do as I asked. A wholly unsatisfactory performance.
Tis true that Kai Shia won his place here by fraud, but his actions were driven only by a desire to share in your paradise. That you would cast him out, I could almost accept, but to humiliate him thus, to demand his very life? Is this truly the way of Yulmore?
Deluded child. Have you ever paused to consider what it takes to maintain such a paradise in this barren, broken world of ours? The guarantee of safety and stability. The knowledge that if one only abides by the rules, one has naught to fear. I alone can offer these things, for I alone command the Sin Eaters. And thus am I alone the voice of justice, and any who oppose me, villains to be punished.
And people call this paradise.
You were granted a place in my city for a particular skill. What was it?
Painting.
Oh, an artiste! Then you shall paint a picture for me of Yulmore. If I find your art pleasing, then I may excuse this display of insolence. Who gave you permission to tend to that criminal's wounds? I told you to paint me a picture!
What you need is a mirror, not a painting. It will capture the horror I see before me far better than I ever could. Can you walk?
I think so. Did that little worm just insult me? I'll kill them! I'll kill them all! I'll enslave their minds! I'll torment them! Torture them! Then tear out their hearts!
Wow, that was a cutscene. Yeah, the ruler of paradise. Oh, are we just out of the city now? Yeah, I guess we're out of the city. But yeah, no, that was a lot to take in. Um, but yeah, I don't even think I even have like words to say. Like, that was kind of crazy. I mean, yeah, I don't even know. Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, how does he wield the power of the Sin Eaters? Like, how did he get the Sin Eaters on his side, though? I guess is like my main question. And that's my main thought. That's kind of like in my head right now, because it's so. I mean, they clearly made a pact, right? So it's like the reason why that city probably exists. The reason why that city probably exists in the manner that it does is because of that pact or whatever is going on between that guy and the Sin Eaters. So I don't know. That's it. Suffice to say, our plans for. Alright, let's go speak to... Just to get down there real quick. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I think there's a lot to like unpack there. I wasn't expecting that to end the way that it did. Because I was expecting us to stay there for a little bit longer. But it's okay. I mean, I'm sure, like, we're gonna come back. We're gonna find some other way to sort of like figure out like what's going on there, but it does leave that storyline a little bit sort of like dangling for us to pick up on in a little bit, and whatnot. So, yeah, and I think that's exactly right. You know, like there are these mysteries, there are these questions, like how does this guy control the Sin Eaters, right? And if everybody is along the lines of like, okay, this person has some kind of control, has some sort of influence over the Sin Eaters, I don't know how, but this person has it, right? And the Sin Eaters are very much the ones that are like taking down their society, but the Sin Eaters are still very much the ones that are capable of taking these people's souls or spirits to like paradise or whatever, right? Then I think there's a lot to unpack there about like what type of dynamics are at play in terms of power. I mean, there's a very clear power structure here, right? But the way that it's being enforced, the way it's being exercised, and the source of that power, where exactly it comes from, because it is the Sin Eaters, but it goes beyond that. How did this person get control of the Sin Eaters, right? Brings in a lot of questions about, you know, how things might play out, you know, in the future and whatnot, right? But the way that the Sin Eaters have to live too, and the fact that like they need like this living essence of these people as well, I think is also like a thing that like, okay, that wasn't maybe like as big of a thing that was like made note of, but it is something to take, you know, to just keep in mind, right? That these Sin Eaters exist, and they exist in a way where they genuinely, it seems like, need to feed on people, right? What does that mean about, again, the nature of the Sin Eaters, where the Sin Eaters come from, and how they sort of like fit into this whole like puzzle of trying to figure out like what's going on in this realm, and whatnot. But that's where my mind's at right now, I think, in that regard. So we'll see. Yes, enter the ocular. All right, Alfie. Yeah, no, that's true, and I was thinking about that as well. But you see, like when I had seen that, I was like, okay, it's just eating. It just ate the person, because that's just sort of like, you know, what wild animals, creatures that are aggressive and maybe carnivorous do. You know, like they do these things, right? Like, but now it does sort of like make you maybe question that a little bit more and try and figure out why exactly was this person eaten. Because I don't know. But it is a good thing to bring up, BD. It is a good point. All right. Well, I'm sorry to say, but I think I'm gonna have to end it here because I am getting a little bit tired. And I do want to do something real quick before I go to sleep. So I'll probably end it here. Well, I will end it here, unfortunately. And I do appreciate you, BD, being here again, chatting with me. and whatnot. And I appreciate anyone else who might have been here as well. I'm just quite tired, and I feel like it's for the best if I just like go to sleep now, and try and start getting myself into like a good sleep schedule. So it's something that I'm going to do. I haven't worn my hat in quite some time. But thank you again. And yeah, so hopefully I'm not cutting it too terribly short today, the live stream. I know I typically try to go for about like an hour and a half and stuff. I don't think I necessarily like, you know, did too bad. Yeah, no, I kind of felt the same as well. I was like, I think it's an okay stopping point for now, you know, like next time I get back in, I'll find LSA potentially, and I feel like, you know, it's not a bad place to stop for today. So, but hopefully I can stream again soon. Again, I don't know when exactly, but hopefully it could happen soon. But yeah, well, take care, BD. Have a good evening. Have a good night. Hopefully your work doesn't push you too hard, and you know you can enjoy what you're doing and have an easy night and evening and whatnot. So until next time, until I stream again, which hopefully won't be too long. Hopefully it will be within a week. If not, certainly before, you know, I'll yeah, a lot did happen, and I think there's a lot to there's a lot to unpack, and I feel like I sort of like spoke about it a little bit, like as we were kind of like going through it. So there's a lot to think through, but yeah. So, but yeah, take care. Have a good evening, and I'll see everyone later. So, yeah, good night. Take care. Thanks for hopping on and chatting and being around. See you soon. Okay, yeah, if I go Sunday, I'll let you know. I'll be honest with you, I think I'm like 20% that I might do Sunday. Like if I had to go, like out of 100% and be like, how certain will I be on Sunday? I'm like 20%. So it's very slim. I just set it as like the next possible day that I might be able to do Sunday. So I'm not too sure. So I'll see. I might do like a reply to this live stream, or whatever, or if you want to put a reply to like this comment or like this like video, and be like, just let me know, and then I could reply to you if I end up streaming, and then if I don't end up streaming, I could still probably reply to you as well. That way, you're not like on the lookout for anything like that, and you just know and have that sort of like closure about like whether or not I'm going to stream, you know, on whatever day. So yeah, I just say Sunday because my friends and we have something planned for Sunday, but I imagine that there's going to be a point later on in the night where, you know, I might have time to play. So that's my thing, but I'll try and be communicative with you about whether or not Sunday happens, or potentially even Saturday as well. One of those 2 days I might be thinking about, but we'll see. Again, you know, things might move, things might have to be flexible and whatnot, so, you know, but yeah, so take care, good night, and yeah, hopefully I'll talk to you soon. So yeah, stay safe,